Welcome back to Extra Holiday Games. I'm Extra Holiday, and we're back with the Squirrel Witch Girl. Wait a minute. We never cleared... Oh wait, that's what we're doing. Duh. I thought I was streaming for a second. Anyway, let's do it. We want that, and probably this, yeah. Yeah. I forgore what we were doing. But now I know. We're playing Risu on stage 3 hard. Hold that. Take that. Okay. Candy Kingdom. Beautiful. That is pretty much exactly what I want. Oh, so slight modification to the build from last time. We have Raven Feather now. Because anytime I have taken Raven Feather, I have not actually needed the revive from Raven Feather, just because it gives you that much damage, you know? So, yeah, we're busting out the secret weapon on this one. And hopefully that will work. Ow. We will once again be relying on greed for coins when we eventually get there, because yeah, I did not put either piggy bank or any other coin item. And I guess the only other one is super chat time. Okay. Alrighty, but we'll be fine. Look, we got the tiara now. We're getting increased stamp drop rates. Also, there's another Risu. I guess we picked up an extra coin somewhere. Oop, I just heard one there. Limiter is our capstone. Ow, I ran into that. One right away. Okay, more nut, please. More nut is good for us. Hey, so, by the way, I just got back from my first rehearsal for the next show that I'm doing, stage show, just in case maybe you haven't seen me talk about this before. Yeah, I do theater. And I got back from the first rehearsal, which, as is usually the case, the first rehearsal was just a read through the script, and this one's funny. This is a real goofy show, and I'm really glad, because I kind of had my doubts at one point, but I do think it's really funny, and it's gonna be a good show. I mean, of course, things can always go wrong, but I do think it's gonna be pretty good. I'm pleased. I'm very pleased. It was very fun, even just doing the read-through, so... And it will probably, hopefully, be simpler than the show that I'm currently doing, which opening night for that show is tomorrow. So, well, it'll be today when I post this. Yeah, this episode will be going up the day of opening night for that show. So... Not that I don't like the current show I'm doing, it's just... There were certain parts of it that I didn't... Parts of the process, you know, that I didn't like as much. It certainly didn't feel like I was enjoying it as much as the other shows, but I can't really conclusively say that until opening night. Or really after all the performances, because I mean, I've already done all the performances for the other shows, so that I've been in. So yeah, it's neat. Yeah, the next show I'm going to be in, the one I just did a script read through for, is D&D themed, which is great, because I love me some D&D. And no, I don't mean fantasy themed, I mean like it's actually themed around the game Dungeons and Dragons. So, pretty neat. Because here's the thing, I love me some Dungeons and Dragons, but I wouldn't really consider myself much of like a fantasy guy. Like, I wouldn't say I'm just generally interested in fantasy. If I like Dungeons and Dragons, it's not because it's fantasy. And in fact, that's a large part of the reason why I could also probably see myself liking a lot of other tabletop RPGs, because it really isn't the fantasy part of D&D that draws me to it. I mean, it's neat at times, but ultimately what I enjoy most about D&D is just, it's fucking hilarious, man. Like, the idea of collaborative storytelling, improvised collaborative storytelling, because that's ultimately what tabletop RPGs end up being, is just really fun for me. Like, the way that shakes out is always hilarious, and I love it. So, and this next show that I'm doing has that spirit to it, which is great. All right. Okay, sure. I would have rather had costume, but beggars can't be choosers, I guess. Okay, costume is maxed. Look at all these nuts. That's crazy, that's insane, that's just all around weird. What, did you think I was gonna say something else? Yeah, boy. I just have that show on my mind now, which is awkward considering I have to do a different show. Literally opening night, like I said, for a different show. It's tomorrow night. So I have to shake the one that I was just doing from my head and I'm arguably more excited for. Honestly, so this upcoming show, I had been looking forward to for pretty much the entire season. Because the way that theater does it, once a year, they list every show they're going to be doing in that season, and I think it also gave like a little synopsis, or if not, I asked someone, what the premise of the show was, and they're like, oh yeah, it's based on D&D, it's centered around D&D, and I'm like, that's really cool. A stage show about D&D is really cool. And so I was like, yeah, this is definitely the show I want to be in. And in fact, the current show I'm in, I was willing not to be in this current one if it was going to conflict with the one I'm going to be in, the next one. Specifically because, it's actually two different theaters between the two different shows. There's like 2 or 3 local theater groups in this area. And I've engaged with pretty much all of them at this point. So, just whoever has a show that I want to do, I don't like limit myself to one or the other. There it is. Okay. Thank you, Glowstick, for showing up when I needed you. Yeah, it's gonna be a fun show. I'm excited. Calls for a lot of effects, though. I'm curious how that's going to work out. Because yes, as mentioned, as you might expect for a show based around Dungeons and Dragons, there are monsters and magic and violence, and so it's gonna be interesting. I'm curious, like, it's not my department to figure out how all that's gonna work, but I assume that the directors already have a plan. Or at least ideas on how to do it. So, it's interesting. Right, because the way... the impression I got when we were reading the script is like, it kind of feels like the way the stage directions were written, it kind of feels like the playwright was never actually expecting this show to be performed, ever. So, it's kind of interesting. So, like, yeah, it feels like a lot of the stage directions are, like, very ambitious. Like, you know, don't know how we're gonna pull off the main character fighting a 5-headed dragon, but, you know. It's Tiamat, no less, which is fun, because I recognize that name. I know my D&D lore well enough to know who Tiamat is. And she's in our show. Okay, I should probably pick up one of these. I'm gonna go water. There we go. We're doing blue build again. Nice. Okay. Whoa! Okay, guys. Maybe don't do that with your projectiles and such. I would appreciate it if you didn't. Whoa! Okay, now they're doing other stuff. Okay, we're all synchronized the first time. Not the next time. Okay. Yeah, it's good. It's good. I do find it curious that, I mean, they've played multiple tabletop RPGs within Hololive, just to tie the two things together here. They've played multiple tabletop RPGs in Holo. They haven't actually played Dungeons and Dragons. I happen to know... Ooh, there's greed. We need that. I happen to know that Callie is actually... Callie being one of the people who has DM'd TTRPGs for people in Holo before. I happen to know that she's not actually super familiar with D&D specifically, but she's played plenty of other TTRPGs, which is interesting to me. It's interesting to me to hear about people who got into TTRPGs from games that weren't D&D or D&D adjacent. I mentioned that because technically I didn't start with D&D. I started with Pathfinder, but if you know D&D and Pathfinder, you know they're basically the same thing. Pathfinder pretty much only exists because 4th edition D&D exists, and we don't tend to talk about that, but yeah. Maybe it was 3rd edition that spawned Pathfinder. I don't know. But anyway, there was an edition of D&D that people didn't like, and they're like, you know what, we're gonna make our own. That was basically the origin of Pathfinder, and that's what I started with, because when I started, 5th edition hadn't come out yet. And even when it did come out, I was hesitant to pick it up just because there was so much more material made for Pathfinder at the time. And it was, you know, I already knew Pathfinder, more or less. Okay, well, I guess we're doing this. We're going to roll the dice here to see if we get book. Okay, curse is fine too. Hey, triple. Hey, and it's a book. Beautiful. Yeah, I know Callie in particular does not have a lot of experience with actual D&D. But she has TTRPG experience. And I think, if I remember right, Flana also DM'd for people, but I don't know. Well, hey, she's graduated now, so she won't be doing any more of that for Holo, but I don't know what her experience is as far as actual D&D goes. Because I do remember that she was not... I'm pretty sure they weren't playing actual D&D when Fauna was DMing, or GMing, I guess it would be. Technically. Because I don't know if DMing is trademarked by Wizards, but... the term Dungeon Master, I mean. But it also is, like, not as applicable to other games. So, like, if you're playing Gun, for example, not a whole lot of dungeons in, you know, a Wild West tabletop RPG. So, yeah, it's, makes sense to me that the more applicable term should be Game Master for a lot of games. Alright. And yes, we could probably reserve Dungeon Master to specifically D&D. That would be fine, I think. Because heck, Dungeons is in the title of that one. Good. I'm feeling pretty strong right now, actually. Like, I know that's a flag, but... Oh, interesting, I just noticed. I think I was talking about this either in the last episode or the last stream of this, where, I was talking about the lives mechanic in this game and how it kind of has like 3 different names. It was on stream because I was playing Subaru. It kind of has like 3 different names, like lives, revives, and also whatever Sunny Optimism is. But there is, when you take Raven Feather, you can see there in the bottom left, it actually does have a stat, lives +1. And the symbol for that is the same symbol as Chicken Feather. So I would assume, maybe I can actually go back in my VOD and check this, but I would assume that when you take Chicken Feather, it's also giving you lives and would also put that symbol in that spot. I don't know. I'll have to look at it. All right. Frozen Sea acquired. We are now slowing everyone. Get slowed, nerds. Yeah, we feel... I mean, we're getting a bunch of attack from Raven Feather, so it should make sense, but we feel quite a bit stronger than I think I've ever felt on Risu. Raven Feather is just a really powerful item. I think. Okay. Okay. I think, I don't know if I said I've never used it before, but I think I've only ever had to use Raven Feather's Revive once. I think I did actually have to use it once. But even then, it's not like the end of the world. Yeah, you lose quite a bit of attack and hollow coins, which I don't need, but still pretty good after that, actually. Get stunned, nerds. Okay, running out of time to get Enchanted Spider cooking, and I shouldn't have picked that up. Okay, sure. Sure. That'll buy us some time, I guess. Oops, side stamp. Want that. We'll take that over cold. Cold is nice and all, but... No. They're slow. I replace slow. Slow is nice and all, but I like cold better. In this particular scenario. Because when they're frozen, I'm pretty sure they can't hurt you. Pretty sure. We can... I don't think we necessarily need weaken. Yeah, we'll just put it back into size again. For bigger nuts. If I remember right, last time we did this, I didn't have trouble until the bosses. Alright, it's the bosses that ultimately killed me. And if I have a revive for that... Ooh, yay, that's the spider cooking I was waiting for. And I feel like I should theoretically be fine, right? I feel like the revive should last me long enough that I will be able to whittle them down with my percent health damage. Good. Yeah, even level 1 greed is enough to keep Rizu going. You don't need a crap ton of coins, you just need a decent flow. Which is why I think either greed or one of the coin items is plenty for her. Alright, let's get our Super Collab. I think I arguably should have waited to do that until I had my special. Because I think, don't know this for a fact, but I think if you have your special and then your special cooldown increases, you actually still keep your special. Could be wrong about that, but I think that's how it works. And now our nuts are even bigger. And we're picking up more coins, or, well, we're picking them up more easily. More limiter, good. Alright, solo stamp does nothing for us right now. I'm going to upgrade cold. I would love to see haste or projectile, but I don't know if we're going to end up seeing that today. Just dodge all this. Heading into the teammates. Wow. Okay. And blast through these guys as whoa, okay. We're starting to deal a little bit of damage there. I'm gonna take the pacifist stamp over cold, actually. Keep us a little safer. Still a couple stamps I'd rather have, but if pacifist can help us keep our prism just a little bit longer, that would be nice. Yes, good. Is it really pacifism if someone makes you do it? You know? It's maybe a little bit of a ideological question there. Oh, I forgot you come around. Get stunned, nerd. Well, just about out of prism, but that's okay. That's okay. We're almost at 20 minutes, so... And ultimately, the biggest thing we would need it for is the 20-minute bosses, but, you know. I'll take Rock Hard. We can upgrade Greed. Just to make things even more consistent. Fire cooking, good. We're gonna get some healing soon. I'd love to see that. Okay. Good. And speaking of that healing, voila, Eldritch Horror. Don't think we're gonna get our fourth collab, but that's fine. If we can at least get the dagger, that would be nice. Oh, I heard an anvil. I'll take that, although maybe I should have kept it to enchanted dagger. Oh well. Oh well. We're nearing the end anyway, so... I feel like there are some characters in this game that have kind of a secret synergy with Hololive, specifically because their cooldowns plus, you know, all the other cooldown reduction they're going to get line up better with Hololive's cooldown than, well, than other characters do. I feel like that's possible. I don't know if that's truly the case. Oh, don't walk into that guy. I want to save my special for bosses. Okay, here we go. Dodge out of the way of that. I see Wawa there. You know what? I'm not even going to go for that final collab. I'm just going to grab a sausage. Because it's there and it's enchanted. And I can get it. Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that either. Good thing I had my dash there. I would have died without it. Oh dear. Nope. Stop that. Stop that. Yay, Wawa down. That's big. Getting one of them down is a big first step. Okay. Up. Okay. Good. We got it. It is over. Owarida. Or should I say Bijuwarida? Bijuwarida. No, it doesn't quite fit. It's fine. It's over, Gura. I have the high ground. There we go. Nice. Okay, yeah, Raven Feather. It's a good item. And it will probably still be a good item next time. Because, as for this episode, that's a wrap. When in doubt, Raven Feather.